Freshers are unfit for freelancing. Well, this is something even I used to believe before I did research to make today's video. Hi everyone, I'm Parul Prashar, a national public speaker and a computer engineering student. I welcome you all to episode 1 of Upscaling with Parul Prashar, and in today's video I'm going to talk about freelancing. Now let's first talk about why this video. Well, while I was researching about this topic, I found tons of videos on YouTube talking about how to make 1 CR, how to earn 6 figures as a freelancer, how to get international clients. But none of the videos actually talked about what freelancing actually is and the fact that can freshers do freelancing? Are they fit for it or not? So without further delay, let's get started. So, what is freelancing? Freelancing is a form of self employment in which one person works for his clients on one project and one task at one time. They get paid for the projects they do based upon their efficiency, their perfectness, and how they deliver the work.
अरे कहना क्या चाहते हो?
Well, this is not something I wanted to talk about. Let me make it easy for you. So, let's understand this in the form of a story. I am a content creator on YouTube. I script my videos, I shoot them, I edit them, I then make the thumbnails and then upload it on YouTube with descriptions, then captions, and tons of other things. One day, I finally get tired and decide, let's just not waste time on doing all the things by myself, and I decide to hire someone who can do all these things for me. And now, let's understand what's happening in this process. I am the client of the person who is going to edit my YouTube videos. I am the client of the person who is going to decide my YouTube thumbnails. I will pay the person who is going to work for me, who is going to make my designs and help me in my process. Now, at the end of the day, what I have to do is just shoot my videos, and every other thing is getting done by every other person who are not linked together but work individually. I do not go to a company but find out individuals who can work for me without any big legal contracts but just upon the words and the trust. So, this is freelancing. If I hire you as my graphic designer, then you are a freelancer. And trust me, freelancing is not for experts. It is for freshers, for us college students who are getting started in their college journeys. And it is not that difficult. But there are hardships along the way. And I will talk about everything by the end of this video. So make sure that you stick around till the end. Now you know what freelancing is. Before moving further, I think it is important to share this fact. I always believe that before we start doing something, it is important to know the why of that thing. And I'm going to tell you why freelancing. Why should you even think about this field when you're hustling with your academics, your projects, your placements, and tons of other things? Why freelancing? So, the first reason, your favorite, earning money.
पैसा ही पैसा होगा.
Freelancing makes you independent, helps you earn your money, live on your expenses, and do what you like. The second thing is boosting your resume. Unlike internships for which you pay the company, freelancing is something for which you get paid. This is trustworthy, and if you write freelancing experience in your resume, which is truth, which is shown on freelancing websites on Instagram with proper invoices and fee payment, you get an edge over the internships and placements or job offers that you're applying for. The third thing is real world experience. Freelancing helps you understand how to talk to clients, how to negotiate, understand how market and industry actually work, and makes you independent rather than being dependent upon a company or on an internship to gain experience. So I believe that you should definitely explore freelancing. Maybe not as a career, but definitely as one choice in your 4 years of college degree so that you can understand what experience you can gain from this process. I hope you have understood what is freelancing and why freelancing. Before moving further, I want to talk to you about something important. As you know that this video is a part of the series Upskilling with Parul Prashar, and I'm planning to bring a long series for different topics from UI UX, website designing and many other things. What skills and side hustles you can adopt as a fresher and as a college student. I want you to pause for a moment and fill the Google form in the description below so that you can help me bring topics that you like in the upcoming videos. And trust me, if your topic is chosen, I would write your name in the beginning of my video. And if you have watched this video till now, then comment down below freelancing understood. Now, let's move to the next part of the video. This part is going to be divided into 5 sections, and I am going to talk about how to get started in freelancing. And this is going to be a step by step procedure. So make sure that you take notes and get started finally by the end of this video. Section 1 is pick up a skill. Now, in case you don't know what a skill actually is, remember the story I told you in the beginning. If I hire someone to work for me, he or she can provide me graphic designing, script writing, video editing, and other such works. These are the skills. There are tons of skills that are being offered in market. In case you don't know what skills are being offered in the market, then make sure that you stay tuned to this playlist because I will be covering all of them in future. But for now, different skills that are being offered in market are web designing, UI UX, content writing, social media marketing, search engine optimization, graphic designing, and many other things. You need to pick up one field of your interest before you can move further in the field of freelancing. Pick up one field which interests you. If you're a good designer, go into graphic design. If you know how to edit videos and that motivates you, then you can be a good video editor. If you are good at writing, then you should choose content writing. Now, let's move to section 2. Practice your skills. Now, there are tons of ways of practicing your skills. I believe the first initial step should be copying other ideas, copying other projects. Well, many people might say that copying is not a good idea, but trust me, you cannot become expert in your field unless you get started with the first step, unless you get familiar with what you're doing, and that comes by copying other designs. If you're going into graphic designing, then look for Canva templates. Just see how they're designed, try to copy them, create your own designs by copying the old designs. If you're going into video editing, then find a good edited video. Try to replace that editing in your own video and see how the effects are, how they do After Effects, how they do the cuts, B-rolls, and many other things in video editing. If you're going into content writing, then just read lots of articles. How are tech articles written? How are research papers written? How is an engaging YouTube script written? This will make you a perfectionist and is the first step of getting started. Step 2 in this part is be familiar with your platforms. Now, if you're going into graphic designing, then you need to make sure that you know how to use Canva. If you're going into UI UX, then you must know how to use Figma. If you're going into video editing, then you must know either DaVinci Resolve or Adobe. Trust me, knowing your platform is very important. Without knowing how to use your platform, you cannot become a perfectionist in your field. That is why I said start copying the designs, because the idea is not to become creative but is to get involved in using your platforms, to find the shortcuts, to find the best ways of using the platform, to get to know about the updates, to get to know about the techniques. Like, if you're using Canva, you might be using it for your presentations, but you're not an expert of that platform. You don't know what the different apps of Canva, what features does it have. How can you work in Canva even by not taking the paid version? You need to understand this. You need to become the perfectionist of your platform before you become the perfectionist of your skill. Step 3 would be create a good number of projects. Now, the number of projects vary from skill to skill. If I talk about graphic designing, then having 20 to 40 good designs is very much needed before you become a good graphic designer. If I talk about video editing, then 5 to 10 good edited videos of different styles is very much important. If I talk about web development, then 2 to 4 websites which work very well are okay. It depends upon the time it takes to construct your one design, your one project. So depending upon your skill, you need to have different number of good projects. So choose wisely what is a good number for your project. Now, section 3 would be creating an online portfolio. In case you don't know what a portfolio actually is, then wait for my next video. I have explained in detail what a portfolio actually is. But for this video, portfolio refers to the platform or a web page or any profile that talks about your skill, that showcases who you are, what you work for, what your designs are, what is your expertise, and what you can offer. Trust me, portfolio is extremely important. Your portfolio is your life, and you are nothing without your portfolio. Having a well designed, a well worked upon portfolio is extremely important if you want to make a boost in your freelancing career. But why do you need a portfolio? A portfolio helps a person who is going to hire you or even thinking to hire you for their project. It helps them understand who you are and what you can offer them. It builds your trust. It makes them understand that you have good amount of knowledge and have worked upon a good number of projects in your skill, and they can trust you before paying you the money. You have to focus a lot upon making your portfolio. Now, portfolios can be on a number of platforms. Social media platforms like YouTube and Instagram. Through these social media platforms, you not only construct your portfolio but also your personal brand. It helps people connect with you. Like I'm making this video on YouTube. You're connecting with me. You're not only seeing what I work as a public speaker, but you also know who I am. So you are connecting with me. If you do not post your content on social media platforms, then you are just an agency owner or just one single person who offers clients, but your client does not actually know much about you because you're not there on social media platform publicly. The second types of platforms can be professional platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter. You can post upon these platforms to build your professional public, to work for export companies, to work for big business owners or startup founders. These are for professional platforms because you won't find much of the video editors on LinkedIn. You won't find much of the YouTubers on LinkedIn. Who you will find on LinkedIn would be some person who is owning a startup, a computer science student, a person who is working for placements, who are basically building their resumes. This is basically for those who are going to content writing. It is very beneficial for you. The third type of platforms are blog platforms like Medium, Quora, and other article writing platforms. If you're going into content writing, then try making your personal brand on these platforms. If you are choosing content writing, script writing, and other things, then these platforms are very important to get your personal brand, to get your clients to work for people and offer your services. But you should not be limited to this. And this is something I'm going to talk about in the section 4. In section 4, I'm going to talk about exploring freelancing platforms. Yes, you should not be just limited to social medias, professional platforms, or Google blog platforms. You should be on freelancing platforms. What are freelancing platforms now? Freelancing platforms are specially designed platforms in which a person can directly get clients based upon his skills depending upon the services he offers. On these platforms, you do not have your personal brand, you just showcase your portfolio, you just showcase your designs, your work, and directly get clients with your contact numbers, with your WhatsApp numbers, or your emails. You are not posting your pictures, you're not talking about you, you're just showing your work. Now, some important freelancing platforms are Fiverr, Upwork, People Per Hour, TopTal, and so many others. But these are the ones which are rapidly used in today's market. Now, I'm going to talk about one benefit and one disadvantage I believe about these freelancing platforms. benefit first. These freelancing platforms links you to international clients because these platforms are directly assessed by persons who are in need of getting their work done. So mostly you will be able to search international clients through the filters. You will be ranked upon the top if you work very well on these platforms. It increases your reach to a very great extent. And the second, which is the disadvantage of these platforms, is that if you are not upon social media platforms, then there are chances that some months you would not be able to earn because you will have less people knowing you. Especially if you're getting started on these platforms, it is very difficult for people to find you to get your work done for them. The reason is very simple because there are thousands and lakhs of people already working on these platforms, already ranked as the top freelancers there. And if you're just a fresher, getting your first client through these platforms would be tough. On the other hand, if you are on social media platforms, you would easily get clients through your work that is being shown publicly. You can be referred by one person to another. You can even ask your friends to talk to someone else to work for them. Social media makes easy for you to get your first client. Another disadvantage of these freelancing platforms is they ask for money. Yes, I in fact did not know about this when I was thinking to start freelancing. When I search these platforms, they have different ways of charging money. Some might ask you for monthly payments, some might ask you to earn credits so that you can post your work and you can post your gigs for other people. And this is why, if you are a fresher, if you don't know your skills are good enough to be offered to someone, and you are thinking to get your first client, paying to these platforms would definitely not be the best option. Try to go on social media as well so that you can increase your reach. And why not build a personal brand for you? Because it will make your reputation in market. It will not only help you earn but also make you a social media influencer. Now, section 5 is going to be about special tips and special suggestions that I want to give you about freelancing. Trust me, freelancing is not that easy. It is not a bed of roses that is going to serve you enough money to survive in your colleges or to pay your entire tuition or to become fully independent. It's not like that. Freelancing is a good way to earn money, but it's not the best. There would be months when you won't get any clients, times when people might trouble you with lots of changes in the outputs you might have delivered. There might be the moments when you must be disturbed, thinking that you're not able to find people for who you can work. Sometimes people might not even pay you after you deliver your work. And this is very normal in freelancing. I'm not demotivating you, nor you should, because if you see the side effects of one thing before starting, you would never get started. But be practical, listen to what's the truth before starting out in the process of freelancing. So, to prevent these situations, I have some special tips for you. The first thing is do cold emails and DMs to large number of people who you want to work for. Trust me, this is very important. People might think about that cold emailing is just for getting the placements or just for getting internships. No, even to get freelancing clients, you can do cold emails, you can do DMs to people on Instagram, LinkedIn, or any other places. And this will help you get your clients initially. If I am a fresher thinking of getting started in freelancing, then I won't get clients based upon my skills. I won't be directly able to get clients based upon my entire portfolio because I won't be visible upon the internet. So, what I will have to do is cold emails, DMs to people on Instagram so that I can get my first client and then I would be safe enough to show people that I've already worked for someone in the past. The second thing I want to tell you is you will have to over deliver even in less money. People might pay you less for doing their work, but you don't have to build a bad project or build a bad design for them. You still need to out deliver what they are asking you to do. And trust me, if you do this, you are going to retain clients for a longer period of time. You're going to build your trust and your name in the market because people will see your dedication. And once this is done, You can get on the way you want to do things. You can charge higher prices. You can do things the way you want to. But when you are getting started, you will have to compromise on a lot of things. Now, all the 5 sections of how to get started with freelancing are finally over. But the video does not end here. Now I'm going to talk about what can be your future plans on the freelancing journey. The first thing is enhance your skills. Become perfect at your craft. Become so perfect in your skill that nobody can replace you. So that when they think about the skill, they think about you right at the first place. Let me give you an example. If I talk about the best YouTuber, you would say Mr. Beast. If I talk about the best podcaster of India, you would say Raj Shamani or maybe someone else. This is what I want to tell you. Become perfect at your craft so that nobody can replace you, so that they know that when graphic designing comes, I'm talking about this person. So that when video editing comes, this is the best person in this field. You need to become perfect at your craft so that you can be identified. If you're thinking to pursue freelancing as a long term career, then this is very important. You need to enhance your skills to a great extent. The second thing is learn about new updates in your field. Now, what do I mean by this? Whenever there comes a new technique, a new feature in your application, you should be the first one to get to know about this. And trust me, if you do this every time for a long run, then nobody can prevent you from becoming a very good freelancer. Learn about AI integrations in your field. Learn about how AI tools are being used in your field as a graphic designer, as a video editor, or as anyone. Learn about the new techniques to produce designs. Learn about the new updates, about new skills, about new typography, or anything that people are using in your field. Become up to date with your field. Never lose behind. And the last, third thing is pick up a niche. Now, what is a niche? Niche is the subsection of the larger domain that you are working upon. Understand this. If you are a graphic designer, you can pick up different niches like thumbnails, flyers, posters, carousels, and so many other things. Pick up one niche and start mastering them. If you are a graphic designer and you like doing thumbnails for YouTube, then become perfect at thumbnails. If I talk about video editing, we have documentaries, short form content like reels and shorts, long form content, we have podcasts and many other things. You can master your niche in this as well. You don't need to get started with niche in the beginning. You must pick up a greater domain, a larger area, and then as you become perfect, go deeper and deeper, and at the last, master one skill so that nobody can replace you. If I talk about Mr. Beast, what's the best thing about his videos? His thumbnails. The person who creates the thumbnails is so expert and is a master of his niche. You should master your niche and become the perfectionist. Now, finally, I believe I have delivered entire knowledge of what is freelancing, how to get started, and every other thing that I researched about on Google, read articles on Reddit, Quora, or any other place that you must find on internet. I think I've done it all from my side, and you must have learned something from this video. If you're still watching the video by now, I want you to comment the skill you have decided to work upon and the best lesson you have learned from this video. Well, many people might think and not comment what I have asked you to do, but trust me, it is extremely important because writing this one comment about the skill you're going to get started with will make you more motivated, will remind you each time that you had decided to do this thing, and will give you an inner passion for getting started right at the first place. The main motive of my video is not to tell you about what is freelancing, but actually make you get started right at the end of my video. If you're watching the video till now and would want to advise me upon something for better improvements, for better topics or suggestions, you are open to do these things. Kindly fill the Google form in the description below and help me improve in my content creation journey. Hope you find this video useful. Thank you and let's make the best out of our college journeys. Bye.